I'm just gonna put Makai here. Okay, friends, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Quick announcement. I have my frequency class this Saturday. It's strictly breathing and sound. So no yoga, no movement, just breathing the same type of breath. It's one type of breath. So it's not like pranayama techniques or anything like that. Same type of breath for about 45 minutes to an hour, somewhere in there. And the breath itself isn't difficult or anything. It's just doing it for that amount of time is hard in the beginning. But what eventually happens is your mind kind of gives up control and you drop into your body and you're able to use your breath to just process anything that's there. So maybe emotions that have been long held down under the surface, not able, just for whatever reason, we're all busy in our lives, and usually the world causes us to push everything down rather than, you know, throwing a temper tantrum or breaking down in public. We are like, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, but we're really actually not fine. So this is like giving yourself the space, the time and the space, a safe container to go in, to feel everything that's there and to let it be, if it wants to be, expressed. So there will be invitations to like yell if you want to yell when we exhale. People cry, people laugh, people stand up on their mat and just dance. So it is work, but you leave, I think most people leave feeling like, okay, something happened, something's different, something shifted. I feel a little bit lighter. So yeah, if you want to come this Saturday, 7 to 9, it's me facilitating. And then I have Brady, my favorite guy who does sound with me. He is awesome at what he does. And we do it so much together that he just kind of knows exactly the flow of it. So I love facilitating with him. He drums during the breathwork portion, and then at the end, he just does his own little soundscape for you. So he'll be here as well. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And shall we just do yoga? I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think so. Nice practice. I think that should be Makai, so she's awesome. So find a comfortable seat. There you go, Makai, that's for you. Comfortable seat if you're not already there. And if you want to lay down, if you're on your back and you're like, that's fine with me. If you want to take a little bit of time to settle in, exploring some movement, getting your wiggles out, that's also totally fine with me. So when you are ready, just find stillness in your body. Come to rest in one position. So just feeling into whatever's there. As you close your eyes and bring your hands to rest somewhere intentionally. And as you find stillness, or I've even been referring to it as slowness, because there's still movement happening inside, but everything's just really slowing down. So as we slow down enough to feel what's going on inside of us, just start to tune in a little more. Start to notice a little more. And we're not trying to change or fix or control. It's kind of like I was talking about a moment ago. We're giving ourselves time and space to just feel what's inside of us, to just notice. That's it. And then start to feel into your breath. Start to connect with your breath. Maybe you notice it only moves down into your chest. Maybe you can feel it in your belly. Maybe you start to put a little bit of gentle effort behind your breath so that it does move further down. So just take a moment to explore your breath with your own awareness, with your own curiosity even. And then together, let's all breathe in and hold. So next time you inhale, just fill up as big as you can and hold at the top. And when you think you're full, see if there's even a little extra sip you can find. And then big open mouth sigh, let it go. Ah. Very nice. Again, just like that, great big huge inhale. Hold at the top. See if you can hold longer than is comfortable. So not straining, not forcing, but just softening around your held breath. And when you're ready, big, huge sigh, let it go. Ah. Last time, biggest inhale you've taken all morning long. You might visualize, imagine your breath moving into all the little tiny spaces inside of you. And then again, just when you are ready, open your mouth and release, let it go. Ah. Start to drop into Ujjayi breath now. So in and out through your nose by way of the back of your throat. So gentle constriction in those muscles in the back of your throat. Start to regulate your breath, really slow it down, even smooth it out. And whenever you're ready to start adding some movement, you can start from your seat if you want to. And we will eventually come forward to hands and knees. So if you want to move from where you're at, maybe through your head, your shoulders, your arms, go for it. When you're ready, hands and knees, and just start to explore in any way that feels good. So intuitive movement, creative movement, no right or wrong. So just feeling into how your body is today, not just physically, but also energetically, emotionally, just noticing what's there and allowing it space to be held with your awareness, to move through you with your breath. So notice, how does your spine feel this morning? How do your shoulders feel? How do your hips feel? Even your hands and your fingers. So anything goes from your hands and your knees. You might even sit back into a kneeling position and explore from there. Take about 3 to 5 more deep breaths. And then eventually downward facing dog is where we'll all meet up. So you can start transitioning back to your down dog whenever you are ready. And if you want to take some movement to get back to down dog, go for it. Nice job, everybody. Once you're back in your dog pose, keep feeling around. So maybe pedal out your heels. Give your hips a little shift from side to side. Maybe feel what it feels like to bend your knees a lot. Take your hips further up, further back. And then what does it feel like to straighten your legs? Do you round your spine? Do you lock out your elbows? So notice how different parts of your body respond when you adjust other places, how everything is connected. See if you can start to balance your own imbalances. So all of our bodies are different. All of our bodies have different stuff going on inside of them, even on different days. So I have no idea what's going on inside of you. I can't feel inside of you, but you can. So start to get curious about that. Start to explore what's there. You don't have to know exactly what's going on. You don't have to find answers, but you're just getting curious, exploring, feeling into new spaces, new parts of yourself. Take one more big inhale, friends, into your down dog. You look awesome. And then as you exhale, look to the top of your mat, and however you want to get there, forward fold. Once you're in your fold, just hang out for a few deep breaths. You can take a ragdoll pose if you want to. Grab opposite elbows. Maybe a little sway or a little bob or a little bounce. Maybe you want to bring your hands behind your head, interlace your fingers at the base of your skull, and traction out through the back of your neck. So try not to look forward and use the muscles in your neck, but just let your neck relax. Let it be an extension of your spine. Where your crown would sit on your head, that's pointing straight towards the ground. See if you can lift your butt higher towards the sky. You might take a little bit of weight out of your heels and feel more of a connection to your center. Take one more full round of breath in your fold. Next inhalation, halfway lift position. So lengthen, get all the rounding out of your back. Pause here. We're going to bend our knees more than usual. So bend your knees, almost like you're doing a chair pose, just for a moment. And then see if you can find a little more length in your spine. So as you stick your butt out, crown of your head is reaching forward, back of your neck is long. Either reach your arms out to both sides like you have wings, or cactus your arms. Palms face the ground. Imagine you're trying to press your arms up towards the sky as you press your chest down towards the ground. Now, stay where you're at, or start to straighten your legs by lifting your sit bones up and pressing the very, very, very tops of your thighs back. So you're trying to engage through your quad muscles. Take one more big inhale. Everything is long, lengthening. Exhale, fold, and let it go. Do that one more time. Halfway lift, just one breath. Inhale, feel that length, strength. Good. Exhale, fold. And then this time all the way up. So reverse swan dive, arms to the sky, stretch tall. Hands to heart as you exhale. All right, inhale, take your arms up. And then pause. Notice what happens to the rest of your body when you reach your arms up. For me, I usually tend to press my ribs forward and my butt back. Some people round their spine. So see if you can find neutral, or as close to neutral as possible for you as you reach up. Spin your pinky fingers in towards one another and let your shoulders relax a little more down away from your ears. Nice job, you guys. Take one more in-breath here. As you exhale, now stick your butt out, reach your heart forward, so hinge at your hips all the way down into your fold. Halfway lift position, breathe in and lengthen. Exhale, bow, let it go. Press into your feet, lead with your heart, rise up, arms to the sky. Hands to heart, exhale. One more time, just like that. Inhale, reach up, feel neutral in your own body. And then exhale, heart leads, hinge at your hips all the way down. Nice, Laura. Beautiful, friends. As you inhale, halfway lift. You can add arms if you want, if that's helpful for you. Exhale, fold. Nice, Cam. From the press of your feet, engage your core, lead with your heart, rise. Arms to the sky, pinky fingers face one another. And then hands to heart center, exhale. Inhale, take your arms up. And let's stretch to the right side. You can make it your own. So maybe you want to bring right hand to right hip for a little more support. Maybe you want to grab your left wrist to your own variation. Just feeling into the length of your left side, rib cage, waistline. More weight in your left foot. Nice, Kirsten, but stay rooted through the inner edge of your left foot. Take one more full round. Awesome, Kathy. Inhale back to center, realign, neutralize, and then other side, up and over. Your variation, you can switch it up on this side if you want to. This side might feel different and call for something different. Is your breath there? Is it still slow, steady, and spacious, powerful? Take one more round, a little more weight in your right foot. Inhale back to center, neutralize. And as you exhale, hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Make sure your shoulders aren't coming forward to get your clasp like mine are doing now, but your shoulders are rolling back and down. If your tendency is to lock out your elbows like I'm doing now, bend your elbows, press your palms together And then see if you can squeeze your elbows towards one another. Shoulder blades hug your spine. Start to reach your hands back. If you want to add a little back bend, hug in with your inner thighs. Press your hips forward. Lift your heart. Puff up your chest. Keys up. One more in-breath. Keep your clasp. Hinge at your hips. Exhale all the way down. Forward fold with your fingers interlace. Nice job, you guys. Hang out here for a couple rounds. Let your head be heavy. Let your neck relax. Try to keep some weight in your toes rather than your heels. So heels are really light. Use your core. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, hands to your low back. Release your clasp. Nice and easy. Let your arms hang, dangle. Maybe give your head or your arms a little shake out. Next time you breathe in, spinal extension, lift halfway, realign your spine. Thanks, Christine. Exhale, plant your hands this time. Step your feet to the back of your mat. You are in a plank or a modified plank. Inhale to push the ground away, maybe rock forward to tippy toes, and then exhale halfway down. Try not to let your shoulders roll forward or your belly drop. Inhale, push back up, high plank. Do that once more. Exhale, halfway down, chaturanga. Hold until you are empty. Inhale, push up. Nice, Charles. Exhale, slow motion all the way down. You choose any back bend you would like today. So maybe Spider-Man Cobra, that's my personal favorite. Maybe Sphinx, Baby Cobra, Full Cobra, Up Dog. And then eventually, no rush, downward facing dog. Big, deep breaths into your dog pose, Ujjayi breath. So you should be able not only to feel your breath as it flows through you, but also hear it, that gentle whisper noise. Just very quickly, a question from me, just want your consent. So if you would not like any hands-on adjustments today, that's totally fine with me. Just take one moment to raise one leg in the air. Okay, thank you very much. Back to your down dogs, and you've got a couple more big, deep breaths. Nice job, friends. Take one more great big inhale. See if there's any more length you can find. And then exhale, gaze to the top of your space, however you want to get there, forward fold. Once you have arrived, halfway lift position, how much length can you create? Inhale. Exhale, fold. Nice, Sarah. Root through your feet, lead with your heart all the way up, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, inhale, take your arms up. And then I'm going to give you a couple options here. Option one is a curtsy squat. Left foot will step off the right side of your mat. So you're on your back tiptoes. Hands to heart, you'll get low. Option two is turning this into a side body stretch instead. So grab your left wrist and pull your upper body over to the right. Both poses, you want to work your hips towards square. So right hip pulls back, left hip pulls forward. Both poses, you can explore bending and straightening your legs, see how that feels. Take a couple more breaths wherever you've chosen to be. Maybe you're just holding and breathing. Next time you inhale, back onto your mat, arms to the sky, stretch, lengthen. Other side as you exhale. So curtsy squat, hands to heart, or side body stretch. Maybe you want to try both of them and see how they feel. Just try them on for size. Maybe you want to explore bending and straightening your legs. Maybe you want to explore the placement of your back foot. Hips working towards square is your intention. So left hip back, right hip forward. Take one more deep breath. Nice, Victoria. Inhale back to center, both feet on the ground, both arms up. And then just add a little baby back bend. Cactus your arms, lift your heart. Doesn't have to be huge. Inhale back through center, so feel into neutral. And then stick your butt out, heart reaches forward. As you exhale, dive down into your fold. Beautiful breathing, halfway lift position, inhale. And exhale, plant your hands, feet to the back of your mat, vinyasa however you want. So if you want to add push-ups, go for it. You want to take it on your knees, substitute cat-cows, skip it all together. Everything is fine with me. See you back in down dog. Big deep breaths. All right, friends, from your down dog, next inhale, take your right leg to the sky. If you feel like opening your hip today or exploring in some way, go for it. If you want to just keep your hips square and work that length and strength, that long line of energy from your fingertips all the way up to your right heel or your right toes. Awesome. Nice, Nicole. Keep that lift that comes from your center. So that invisible rope, it's attached to your belly button. You hear me talk about it all the time. It's pulling up, it's tugging back. Take one more big inhale. Make your right leg long, strong, powerful. Exhale, right knee to your nose. So round your spine, hollow out your belly. Stay here, breathe in, lift through your waistline, round your back. And exhale, step forward, softly, low lunge. Take your time to rise up to your crescent lunge. So if you want to stretch a little bit, fine with me. Eventually, rise up, settle in. Yeah. So taking your time, but feeling into your pose breath by breath. So not popping up into your crescent and tuning out because you've been here a million times, but feeling into your body today, feeling into your legs, their stability, feeling into your own unique expression in your upper body. So maybe today you want to gaze up and puff up your chest. Maybe today you want a little closer to neutral spine. It feels better in your low back. Maybe you want a little bend in your back knee. So please, every time your body is feeling something different, be aware of that. Be noticing that. That's why we're here. Take one more inhale, crescent lunge. And then as you exhale, my friends, we're just going to add a little twist. Left arm forward, right arm back. Bend your back knee to a hover. If you want to bring your back knee down at any point, we'll be here for a moment, so feel free. Imagine you're trying to pull your front hip back and your back thigh forward. Try to keep your weight nice and centered. Broaden through your shoulders, through your collarbones. Take one more full round of breath. Twist from your center. And end of your next exhalation, unwind everything, warrior two. So right arm goes forward, left arm goes back heel pivots down. If your front leg is really feeling it and you want to straighten it for a moment, kind of stretch it out, totally fine with me. Eventually just warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2, and big, slow, steady breaths. Beautiful, everybody. Next inhalation, reverse warrior. Front palm rotates up, reach back. Yeah, so keep that deep bend in your right knee. Keep tracking your right knee towards your towards your pinky toe rather than your big toe. So really wrap your right butt cheek underneath you and then lengthen through your right side as you reach back. Connect to your center, navel to spine. Take one more inhale. Exhale, back to warrior two. Straighten out your front leg, parallel your feet, arms up. Inhale here. We're not going to do this in our flow, but for now, exhale, hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders back and down, shoulder blades hug your spine. Maybe you're pressing your palms. See if you can reach your hands back, lift your heart up, even just the slightest bit. One more in-breath. Exhale, hinge at your hips, lead with your heart all the way down into your wide-legged fold. Since you do not have your hands to support you, you have to feel that connection to center. You have to engage your core. Lift your butt up. Imagine you're trying to squeeze the fronts of your thighs. Weight is slightly forward. Crown towards the ground, butt towards the sky. Feel your connection to center. Even more, even more. Good job, friends. If you want to let go of your clasp at any time and just focus on your legs, totally fine with me. You got about 2 or 3 more breaths. If you're holding your clasp, you might give your head a little shake, yes or no. Again, really try to squeeze through the fronts of your thighs as you lift your hips up, up, up. Awesome, Sophia. Nice, Cam. Take one more big in-breath. Good, Sarah. Exhale, hands to your low back if they're still clasped. Release. And then everybody halfway lift position. Breathe in. Fingertips on the ground if you'd like. Start to crawl your hands forward. Rotate your toes forward back to a low lunge position. Root into your front foot. Standing splits. Back leg high. So I do not care if your hips are square or if they are open. I do care that you're not sinking into your outer right hip. So hug in with your right inner thigh and use your core. Lift from your center. Relax your neck. If there's any way you want to explore or play here, feel free. You've got a couple more breaths. Left leg strong, left foot active. Nice, Trace. Good, you guys. Take one more inhale. Maybe lift a tiny bit higher. Maybe just spread your toes. And then forward fold. Set your left foot down. Give your right leg a nice little shake out if it needs it. Maybe kind of pedal out your heels. Yeah, if a tiny little potato bug ball is calling to you for a moment, feel free to take it. Just find your breath. Maybe you're ragdolling. Yeah, I love that. Horse lips, buzz your lips. Slow, deep breaths. Halfway lift with your next inhalation. Realign. Exhale, bow, fold. Root through your feet all the way up. Big stretch at the top. Inhale. Now listen, as you exhale, chair plane or drinking bird. So bend your knees, swing your arms back. Option to lift to your tiptoes. If you're lifting to tiptoes, really focus on pushing down through your toes and the balls of your feet. Maybe bend your knees a little more, but gets a little lower. Keep your heart lifted. Keep the connection to your center. So as you reach your butt back, your core is engaging. Yes, take one more full round of breath. Nice, Makai. Option to stay on your tiptoes. If you want high mountain, all the way up as tall as you can grow. Squeeze through the fronts of your thighs if you're balancing. Maybe stay on your tiptoes as you dive down slowly. Stick your butt out. It's helpful if you bend your knees, in my opinion. And then heels on the ground for your halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, feet to the back of your mat, however you want to get there. Downward facing dog is where we'll meet up. So I know that my class is difficult, it's challenging physically. There's endurance, there's lots of strength work, but see if you can still keep some sense of softness, some sense of sweetness. So it doesn't feel like you're just pushing and muscling through, fighting through, but your breath is supporting you. You're not forcing yourself into any of the poses. You're gently encouraging yourself past your edge just a little bit, safely with your big deep breaths. Take one more big deep breath right where you're at. And then next inhalation, left leg to the sky. So feel free if you want to open your hip or explore anyway. Otherwise, hips stay square. And like I said at the beginning of class, even when you're still in your body, there's still lots of stuff happening inside. There's still lots of little micro adjustments you can make, lots of little micro movements you can notice. Keep pressing through your hands, through your fingers. Keep lifting from your center. One more great big in-breath. Left leg long and strong. Exhale, left knee to your nose. So round, hollow out, empty out, then step through ever so softly. Take your time to rise. Maybe I had you breathing on the other side. Sorry, I don't know. You're probably not too mad about it. Rise up when you're ready. Crescent lunge. Yeah. Nice, you guys. So feeling into this side as if it is completely different, which it may be. So rather than just popping up, tuning out, slowly come into it. Feel into your hips. Feel into the stability of your legs. The power in your back leg, your connection to the center, the support of your low back. Are you closer to a neutral spine, or are you creating a little baby back bend by puffing up your chest and gazing up? So not necessarily a right or wrong way to be here, but there is your own unique expression. So what does your own unique expression feel like in your body today? Take one more big in-breath. As you exhale, we'll add our twist, right arm forward, left arm back, bend your back knee to a hover, or if you want to bring your back knee down, that's also just fine. Try not to lean forward, so you're not reaching for the front of the room. Your weight is nice and centered. Your back leg is just as strong and engaged as your front leg. Broaden through the fronts of your shoulders, nice Makai. See if you can let your left shoulder drop down away from your ear. Take one more full round. Beautiful, friends. Warrior two. End of your exhale, everything changes direction. So left arm forward, right arm back. Left toes are still facing forward, but your right heel is now on the ground. Your hips are open. Your heart is open. If you need a moment to straighten your front leg, give it a little stretchy. Totally fine with me. And then when you are ready, reverse warrior. So front palm rotates up, reach back. Nice, Kathy. As you move into your reverse warrior, your front knee is tracking towards your pinky toe. Your front butt cheek is wrapping underneath you. Your back leg is strong. It's like the muscles in your back thigh are squeezing your femur bone. They're holding on to it really, really tight. Take one more big inhale, lengthen through your left side. Breathe into your left side. Exhale back to your warrior two. Straighten your front leg, parallel your feet, take your arms up. Inhale here. And then as you exhale this time, just dive down, wide-legged forward fold, absolutely anywhere you would like to go. Big, deep breath. Awesome, everyone. I love the variations. Last couple of rounds. Feel free to exhale out your mouth. If you're working somewhere, you might wrap up. Next time you breathe in, halfway lift position, maybe fingertips on the ground, up to you. And then walk your hands to the top of your mat, rotate your toes to the top of your mat. You're in a low lunge into standing split. So root into your front foot, back leg to the sky. Lift your back leg super high and make it super strong. If you want to explore, totally fine with me. And when I say super high, that can be 2 inches away from the ground for you. Doesn't matter what that looks like. Just find your own edge. Breath is there. Send your breath into the places that feel tight, that feel dense, that feel stuck. Take one more inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Step your right foot down. Woo, give your left leg a little shake out. Find your breath. If you want a tiny little potato bug ball, go for it. Next inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, bow, let it go. Ha. Root through your feet all the way up, arms to the sky, stretch. Exhale, either hands to heart, or if you'd like, arms down by your sides, palms open, shoulders broad. Everyone close your eyes so you're not looking around, you're not outside of yourself, you're inside. Feel your body. Feel your feet on the ground, rooting down. Feel the crown of your head drawing up, your spine lengthening, pelvis neutral, spine as close to neutral as you can get it. Soft through your face. So much awareness just simply in standing. Let your breath flow through slowly, intentionally. We will now move through that entire flow, one breath, one movement. If at any time you want to take a break or you want to do your own thing, there's something else your body needs, then always that is fine with me. Try not to speed through it, but instead move very slowly with your slow, deep breaths. Stay as you are, breathe in as big as you can. One last inhale. Hold at the top, fill up every little space and even take up more space energetically. Open your mouth, side out, let it go. Ah, good job. Ujjayi, arms to the sky, inhale. Exhale, curtsy squat, or option for the side body stretch instead, up to you. Inhale through center. Other side as you exhale, all the way to empty, your variation. Inhale, center. Baby back bend, cactus your arms, curl open, hug in with your inner thighs as you press your hips forward. Inhale, back to neutral, reach up. And then slow swan dive all the way down into your fold. Beautiful, halfway lift position, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back, chaturanga, skip it if you'd rather. Thanks, Victoria. Inhale, lift your heart, awesome, Jen. Exhale, lift your hips, down dog. Inhale, right leg high, strong and intentional, like you're stepping over something. Exhale, step your right foot to the top of your space, softly. Inhale, crescent lunge, strong legs, rise up, reach up, maybe gaze up. Nice, Makai. Exhale, turbo twist. Left arm forward, right arm back, back knee bends. And inhale, warrior two. You're gonna stay for your exhale and just settle in. Next inhalation, reverse your warrior. Reach up, reach back. Exhale, back to warrior two. Straighten your front leg, parallel your feet, arms up. Inhale here. As you exhale, dive all the way down. Wide-legged fold all the way to empty navel to spine connection. Inhale, halfway lift. Fingertips on the ground, or maybe you want to reach your arms out. As you exhale, come back to a low lunge at the top of your space. Toes face forward. Root into your front foot. Inhale, left leg high. Standing splits. Yes. Exhale, forward fold, or if you want, tiny little potato bug ball, go for it. Inhale, halfway lift position. Exhale, fold all the way to empty, navel to spine. From that place, rise, arms to the sky, breathe in. Chair plane or drinking bird. Exhale, arms back, bend your knees a lot. Maybe you're on your tiptoes. Maybe you stay on tiptoes as you reach up, high mountain, as tall as you can grow. Yes, maybe you stay on your tiptoes as you dive down slowly. Stick your butt out behind you. Good work. Halfway lift, heels down, spine long. Breathe in. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back, chaturanga, or skip it if you would rather. Awesome, Kathy. Lift your heart, peel your heart open. Inhale. Lift your hips. Exhale, down dog. Nice trace. Left leg to the sky. Breathe in. Strength and power through your left leg. Use your core. Step your left foot through super softly. Inhale, crescent lunge. Rise. Strong legs connected to your center. Exhale, turbo twist. Right arm forward, left arm back. Back knee bends to a hover. Breathe in and open up to the opposite wall, warrior two. Stay for your exhale, just settle in. Inhale, reverse your warrior, front palm up, reach back. Keep that deep bend in your front knee, lengthen. Exhale, back to warrior two. And inhale, straighten your front leg, reach your arms to the sky, feet parallel. And exhale, take it all the way down into your wide-legged fold, all the way to emptiness, crown towards the ground, butt towards the sky. Halfway lift, inhale, add arms or fingertips down. Exhale, low lunge, hands to the top of your mat, toes face forward. Inhale, standing splits, right leg lifts. Exhale, forward fold or tiny little potato bug ball. Get small if you want to. And back to a halfway lift position. Inhale, nice Nicole. Exhale, fold. We're gonna go straight into our last round. Rise up, inhale, reach up. Listen, curtsy, squat, left foot steps back. Add the side body stretch if you want, up to you. Inhale through center. Other side. Inhale through center. And baby back bend with your next exhalation. Navel to spine. Heart lifts, gaze lifts. Inhale, realign, neutralize. And then slow swan dive all the way down. Forward fold. Nice person. Halfway lift. Don't just move through this pose. Make it important. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back, chaturanga, strong arms, strong belly. Inhale, peel your heart open. And exhale, take your hips back. Pause in your three-legged dog. So inhale, right leg high. Pause here if you want. Or exhale, right knee, left elbow. We're adding a little core. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee, right elbow or armpit. Maybe even add a push-up. Don't let your butt drop. Inhale, back up, three-legged dog. Now everybody knee to your nose. Step through softly. Inhale, crescent lunge, rise up. Exhale, turbo lunge. Left arm forward, right arm back, back knee bends. And inhale, open up, warrior two. Settle in for your exhale. Inhale, reverse your warrior, reach up, reach back. Now listen, exhale, come through warrior two, reach forward, moving towards side angle, right arm towards the ground, left arm towards the sky, or anywhere you would like to go from here. So maybe you want to take some variation of side angle, half bind, full bind, left arm forward. Maybe you want to turn it into a triangle or even a balancing half moon. So again, wherever you would like to go, about 3 more deep breaths. And if you want to play, you don't have to hold the same position the entire time. Feel free to explore. Heart is open, hips are open. Yes, very nice, everybody. Take one last breath wherever you're at. Everybody meet back in a warrior two. So wherever you're at, warrior two position, find your breath, settle in once again. Inhale, straighten your front leg, parallel your feet, arms up. Exhale, take your slow dive down, forward fold, squeeze through the fronts of your thighs all the way to empty. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, hands to the top of your mat, rotate your toes forward. Standing splits, left leg floats high. You can take a handstand hop if you want. Exhale, forward fold or tiny little potato bug ball. Halfway lift position, breathe in, lengthen. Good, exhale, fold. Just one more time. Chair pose. Sorry, I switched it up a little bit. Chair pose, bend your knees, weight in your heels, lift your heart. And then exhale, drinking bird, or stick with chair plane. So heels can lift or keep them down. Maybe stay on your tiptoes, high mountain all the way up. Stretch, lengthen. Maybe stay on your tiptoes, slow dive all the way down. Yes, you are almost there. Use your breath to power you through this other side. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back, chaturanga, or skip it if you would rather. Heart lifts with your in-breath. Hips lift as you exhale. Down dog. Inhale, left leg high. You are welcome to pause here and hold, or exhale, left knee, right elbow, adding in that little bit of core work. Inhale, back up, lengthen, three-legged. Left to left, as high as you can get on your arm. Add the push-up if you want. Don't let your butt drop down. Inhale, back up. Now everybody knee to your nose. See all of that space in front of you. Step forward, low lunge. Crescent lunge. Inhale, rise. Turbo twist. Right arm forward, left arm back, all the way to empty. Twist, twist, twist. And then open it up. Warrior two. Inhale. Hold as you exhale. Just settle. Inhale, reverse. Left palm rotates up, reach up and back. Exhale, come through warrior two, reach forward, side angle. Anywhere you'd like to go, about 5 breaths total. So maybe you stay in some variation of side angle. Maybe you turn it into a triangle or a balancing half moon. Maybe even a bird of paradise. So completely up to you, and it doesn't necessarily have to be one pose the entire time. Doesn't necessarily have to be what you did on the other side. Last couple breaths. Good work, everybody. We will meet back in a warrior two stand. So start to find your way back. Land softly if you can. Again, just take a moment to settle, to find your breath. Soften your face. Next, inhale, arms to the sky, straighten your front leg, parallel your feet. Exhale, take your dive down into your wide-legged fold. Good work, lift halfway, breathe in. Exhale, low lunge, so hands to the top of your mat, rotate toes forward, you are almost there, standing splits, right leg floats high. Handstand hump if you want. Exhale, forward fold or tiny little potato bug ball. Inhale, halfway lift. Listen, exhale, plant your hands, feet back, plank. Pause in your plank pose. Lower down to your forearms, forearm plank. So you're in a forearm plank. From here, working into dolphin. Start to walk your toes closer to your elbows. Lift your hips as high as you can. Don't let your elbows drift apart. Don't let your head touch the ground. Yeah. Imagine an invisible rope attached to your belly button. It's pulling up. You can stay where you're at, or you can lift one leg and then the other. Even explore forearm stand if you want to. Yeah, good job. 2 more breaths. This is your last big power push. Soft through your face, through your jaw. Good. One last inhale. If you want, big open mouth sigh. Amazing. You guys come down to your knees. You choose child's pose, embryo pose, puppy pose, hero's pose. So take a moment, and almost as if we're coming back to the very beginning of our practice when all we were doing was sitting and breathing. Take a moment to just notice, to feel, to observe. If your breath has gotten really fast or shallow, if you've lost track of it, see if you can start to slow it down. Or maybe start to create that gentle whisper noise with it once again. And if you'd like, a couple open mouth sighs might feel really nice. And then in your next couple breaths, downward facing dog. All right, from your down dog, inhale your right leg to the sky. Open up your right hip, so bend your knee and peel your right hip open. This might feel really good and you might want to stay here. If you would like to flip your dog, now is your time. Right foot steps down behind you. Lift your right arm, reach your right arm forward or hand behind your head. Heart wants to look forward. Lift your hips. Back muscles strong. One more huge breath. Thanks, Laura. Awesome, Charles. And then come back, everybody. Three-legged down dog. Just extend your right leg long. Maybe you square up your hips. Maybe your hip stays open, but right leg long, strong, and powerful. One more inhale. Exhale, right foot to the top of your mat. And then we're going to take half splits, half Hanumanasana. So back knee down. If you want to double up your mat for a little extra cushion or use anything else you might have with you under your back knee, feel free. Back toes stay tucked under if you're working your hips all the way back to your heel. So it's like a half screaming toe pose. Or you can walk your front foot forward a little bit and keep your hips higher. Flex your right toes. And then press down through your heel and imagine you're trying to pull your heel back as you stick your right butt cheek out behind you. So we don't want to round our spine and tuck our tailbone. It's doing nothing good. We want to stick our butt out, reach our heart forward, and then work into a fold. Flex your right toes back, even your little baby pinky toe. Try not to push your front foot forward, but rather try to pull it back. Yes, good. Make sure your breath is there. If it's helpful to bend your right knee, bend your right knee. You can still get a really good stretch, especially if you got tighter hamstrings, probably need a bend in your knee. Good, you guys. Take just about 2 or 3 more. Every exhale, there's just that invitation to relax into it, to soften into it. Move into that space that you create with your big deep breaths. End of your next exhalation, go ahead and come back into a low lunge position first. So however you need to get there, low lunge. Bring your hands to the inside of your right foot. Walk your right foot out wide, and you might even walk your right foot forward a little bit as well. Here are your options. Back knee can stay down. You might untuck your toes, but if you untuck them, try not to let your foot do this, like go all unaware. So keep the length and keep pressing through the top of your foot. Hips forward and down as your heart lifts up. So I'm trying to do like a little cobra with my chest. This is option 1. Option 2, hips are lifted as your heart moves down. Option 3, hips are lifted as your heart moves down and your back knee can lift off the ground as well. This is probably more intense. That first variation is going to work your hip flexors in your left hip. Second variation will work your outer right hip. So what do you want? And you don't have to know exactly. You can explore. You can feel around. That's the practice. Yes, wherever you are at, breath is there. If you can't breathe where you are at, then probably that means you've gone too far. So listen to that last couple breaths. Open mouth size, welcome at any time. Ah, nice job, friends. If you're not already on your hands, come back to your hands. Just plant them firmly under your shoulders. And then tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, work your front foot back. You'll be in a plank position. From plank, we'll move into Vashisthasana. Right hand is your base. So roll onto the baby toe edge of your right foot, side plank. Thanks, Jen. Left arm to the sky. If you want to modify, maybe right knee comes down or right forearm, totally fine with me. Lift your hips. Maybe reach your left arm forward and lengthen your left side. Maybe even float your left leg up. One more big, huge in-breath. Amazing. Plank or modified plank. Inhale at the top. Push the ground away. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, lift your heart. And for just a moment, once again, child, embryo, puppy, heroes, take a rest. Find your breath. Feel your body. Find a sense of grounding. Maybe an open mouth sigh would feel quite nice. And then in your next couple rounds, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Open up your left hip. Nice, Kirsten. So your left hip just peels open. This might feel really good, and you may want to stay here. Not because you don't want to do wild thing, but just because this feels so good. So I don't care. It's totally up to you if you would like to flip your dog today. Left foot behind you. Step down. Left arm forward. Heart forward. Nice. So feel your breath all the way down in your belly. Feel the strength in your back body. Take one last round. Beautiful friends. Come back to your three-legged dog. Make your left leg long, strong, and powerful. One more inhale. Push into the ground with your fingertips. Lift from your center. Exhale. Step your left foot to the top of your space. And then work towards your half splits. And I saw some of you starting to move into your full splits last time. That's totally fine if you want to do the same on this side. So start to work your front leg straight. Your hips can either come to your back heel. If that happens, try to keep your back toes tucked under. So it's like a half screaming toe pose. If you want to keep your hips up higher, lined up over your back knee, that's fine too. Flex your left toes back, even your little baby pinky toe, and then try to press the back of your left heel down and pull your left hip back. So stick your left butt cheek out behind you. Yeah. Left butt cheek back, heart forward. And breathe. About 2 or 3 more. Good. So wherever you are at, your breath should be there. If you can't breathe freely, big and spacious, you've probably gone too far. Good indicator. One last round. And then slowly start to work back towards a low lunge position. Hands to the inside of your left foot. Walk your left foot out wide. You might walk your left foot forward a little bit as well. So make sure you're giving your legs enough space to create some space. If you're already really, really small and contracted, not much is going to happen. So make sure there's space there to move into. Maybe your hips come forward and down. Up on your hands, lift your heart. Nice, Makai. Maybe you want to lift your hips and lower your heart down. Maybe you want to lift your back knee off the ground. Yeah. Charles is doing a low yogi squat. If that's what your body is calling for, that's a great way to work the mobility in your hips and pelvis. So please always listen to your own body. Give yourself what it needs. Give yourself what you need, your body what it needs. Open your mouth and sigh it out at any time. About 2 more rounds. Softening with your exhale. So we're not holding the pose so that we can get tighter and tighter. We're holding the pose so we can soften around those hard edges. So find them first and then breathe into them. Last big inhale. If you want, open your mouth, big sigh. Good job. Come back up onto your hands. Plant them under your shoulders. Lift your back knee if it's on the ground. And then work your left foot all the way to the back of your mat. You'll be in a plank position eventually. This is your last power, or I should say your last big power pose. Left hand is your base. Vashisthasana side plank. So one last chance to work those obliques, your side abdominals. Lift your hips. Maybe reach your right arm forward. Maybe float your right leg up. Awesome job. Take one last huge breath, your personal fullest expression today. And back to plank or modified. Inhale at the top. One last chaturanga, slowly lower. Back bend of your choice. Breathe in. And then again, child's pose, or if you want one final down dog to stretch and lengthen a little bit more, choose down dog. So take a moment and just feel, just observe. Notice anything flowing through. All right, friends, couple more breaths. Yeah, enjoy it. Here comes Ruby to give you some kisses, maybe. And then, friends, in your own time, find your way onto your back, however you want to get there, whichever direction you want to face. All the way down, nice and easy. And then draw your knees in towards your belly and rock gently from side to side. And give your low back a little massage. You can take your knees in different directions if you want to, kind of getting a little more into your hips. And then set your feet on the ground with your knees bent. We'll take a supine pigeon with our right outer ankle on our left thigh. So make a figure 4 with your legs. Outer right ankle on top of left thigh. You can stay here and just use the strength in your right leg to gently press your right knee forward and away from your upper body. Keep the flexion in your right toes. You can lift your left foot up. Grab hold behind your left thigh. As you pull in with your arm strength, keep resisting with your leg strength. So you're not trying to round your back and get your legs as close as you possibly can to your chest and your head. You're just trying to gently draw your legs closer while you keep stabilizing. You keep your right hip plugged in, the femur bone into the hip socket. If you want to go further from here, option to turn it into a supine cow face pose. So you would cross your right leg all the way on top of your cross your right knee on top of left knee, and then reach up to grab your outer ankles or the outer edges of your feet. Keep your ankles strong with your arms, pull in with your legs, press away. The closer to parallel you can get your shins to the ground, the more you will feel it. And this is just an option. You definitely don't have to take it. So whatever works best for you. A few more breaths. So see if you can start to bring this, and then with your arms, pull your legs in, but with your legs, try to press away, but your arms are pulling in. If that makes sense. You're pulling with your arms, resisting with your legs. Good job. In your next couple of breaths, rewind. So however you want to rewind out of that, coming back to both feet on the ground with your knees bent. And you can take your time if you want to extend your legs up, if you want to take both legs forward, both arms back behind you. If you want to rock it out, hug your knees in, rock side to side. Maybe you want to windshield wiper your knees side to side a couple times. Eventually, no hurry, just find your way into your supine pigeon on the left. So supine pigeon to start, and then if you want to turn it into that supine cow face pose at any point, feel free. Make sure your breath is right there. Yeah, nice, Sarah. Good job, everybody. So as you're pulling in with your arms, you're resisting with your legs, which is stabilizing as you stretch. So we never want to just pull our body into positions without stability, without our joints properly plugged in. Otherwise, we're just really pulling on tendons and ligaments. We're not doing anything good. When you feel pretty much even on both sides, and I'll just leave it up to you, come out of it however you want, rewind out of it, and then eventually everybody start some windshield wipers. So feet wide and your knees just go back and forth. Let your knees fall eventually to the right side and just stay there for a few rounds. If you want, you can bring the outer edge of your left foot to the outside, or excuse me, the outer edge of your right foot to the outside of your left knee. Some big deep breaths. If you're feeling a different variation of a twist, totally fine with me. And then after a few rounds on this side, send your knees slowly over to the other side. I'm just gonna leave it up to you. When you feel pretty even on both sides, come back to center. It may feel good to just rest for a moment with your knees in, your feet wide. Happy baby might feel really nice. Even a bridge pose might feel good to open up through the front of your hips one last time. So take a moment. And if there are any finishing poses, any final movement stretches that your body is still calling for, just give yourself a moment to move through those. This is just a little poem as you work your way towards your final relaxation. It says, meet strangers, call them experiences, make friends, call them mirrors, entangle with lovers, call them reflections, call in soulmates, and call them awareness. Embrace enemies, call them lessons. Invite teachers, call them medicine. So everything in our life is working for us. It's showing us some part of ourselves we may have forgotten about, that we may want to reconnect with. It's teaching us lessons. So our life, we're flowing with it if we can surrender, if we can give into that flow and learn how to work with it rather than against it. To take what comes and let it come, take what goes and let it go. So these last few moments, you're just resting, you're just allowing whatever's flowing through you to have space, to be felt, to be acknowledged, to be held. Your breath is now effortless. Really just give yourself these last few moments to just be. Shavasana. Take a deep breath in and let it go. And slowly start to bring just gentle movement back into your body. Wiggle fingers, toes, maybe rub your hands together, give yourself a nice big full body stretch. And then eventually roll to either side, fetal position for one last moment. As you curl into yourself in this nurturing pose, just really let everything from your practice soak in. Really take one last moment to feel everything inside of you, to acknowledge everything inside of you. And using the strength in your arms, guide yourself up into seated meditations, right back to where we began. Sit facing towards the front of our space, front of the room, front of your mat. Your eyes closed, and gather your hands to your heart. And bow your head to your heart in acknowledgement and gratitude. Just thank yourself for making the effort to show up today, to do your practice. Thank you so, so much for letting me guide you. Namaste. All right, friends. Thank you. If you have questions, feel free to ask. Have a great rest of your day. Love you, Mama.